Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome. I just had a really good pee. Things are good. We're gonna play more Pokemon. I've been poking around on the Pokemon Infinite Fusion subreddit, and there's some really crazy combos. So I'm very inspired to get some real sickos on our team. It's gonna be good. I hope everyone is well today. I hope you're staying hydrated and that you're not burning up in the sun. The temperature is pretty good here in the internet. Nice 72 degrees. Celsius. Anyway, welcome everybody. I'm just gonna freaking start playing the Pokemon. Hello, La Rosa. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. It's Pokemon Fusion time. Let's see if my awesome game capture is working today. Let's test it out. Let's see. Awesome game capture when? Hi, Silver. Welcome. Oh, yeah. Awesome game capture now. So good. Yeah. We're gonna make some monsters. Hello, Silver. Hello, La Rosa. Oh my god, who is that? That was like some Bara shit right there. Did you see that? Oh. Let's freaking go. Hello, 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 everybody. Oh. This is the new one that just came out. This is Infinite Fusion, the new one that just came out. And I'm hyped. The first stream? Oh, we're gonna stream this all day. We're gonna stream this all day. We're gonna stream this all day. I had a really busy weekend. And I am a little under the weather because I got like the convention crud, you know? Yeah, it's a 24-hour stream, baby! No, my partner does Artist Alley. And so I was helping that all weekend. Second. Okay, sorry. I'm confused as well. As you can see, I'm low on memory today. I streamed this yesterday, so we're not starting off. But we're not very far either. I think I've been 2 gyms now. 2 gyms? That one was really cute. Oh, you're gonna see what fusions I got. You're gonna see what fusions I got. They're pretty basic right now. Yeah. Yeah, I'll update. Let's go. Yippee! Pokemon. So we got this Arilla. It's what does it say? Oh. Yeah, they're cool, man. This game is cool. Oh, this one's sick. Yeah. We got Hootie here, my boy Hootie. He's so cute. I haven't fused him yet, but I'm excited to fuse him with somebody. I think that's gonna make a really good Pokemon. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna make a beautiful Pokemon. I love the Owl House, yeah. I love the Owl House. It's so good. Ida, save me. Save me, Ida. This guy, Microsoft? Microsoft? We were talking about the earlier Pokemon. He's got a little berry on his head. The sloth. Yeah, the slack off. But you're not a slack off. You're working hard on the mango farm. Little Mopsy? Oh, did I not show Little Mopsy? My bad, my bad. Yeah! Yeah! He's so cute! I'm not totally sold on this fusion right now, but I just like it. We might split them up and refuse them. What's in my freaking inbox? Oh yeah, seriously, Alakazam and whatever the fuck the other guy turns into. Total freak show. My Pokemons. Organize and fuse. I have Peepo, Swampert, a Psychic Swampert. I got Peepo, I got Ginkgo Cat here. They got thick fat. Yeah, freaking Peepo, man. Oh, easily. I'm only have played like 4 or 5 Pokemon games. So I'm a pretty big Pokemon noob when it comes to it. I feel like Cascoon could be cool to fuse with somebody. Should I fuse this with the sloth? Make like a mummy sloth? Or what does Cascoon turn into? I don't know shit. I had quests, I think. Dustox. Oh, okay, chill. Do I have quests? That's us in our little office uniform. But we have other clothes too. We can wear our Pokemon pajamas. Our Pikachu pajamas? Or office worker. This is the outfit for the day. Pikachu pajamas seem pretty comfortable. But this is serious business too. Oh man. Snorlax and the sloth? That's true, we couldn't just make a freaking bulldozer. I chose for this. We wear the office uniform today. I should be able to like check like some fucking quest or something. Oh, me old Rod. Me old Rod. I want to sleep for a while. It's 8 in the morning. I'm supposed to be delivering something important because there's going to be like a meteorite that destroys the Earth, I think. And only Pokemon Fusion can save it. Nope, stay away from me. Oh yeah, I want to beat her. She's beating me like a couple times. Gonna enter our best and brightest. Oh, okay, let's fucking do it. Let's fucking go. Very cute, but you're nothing to me. Steel Claw. Oh, they're slapping me. Oh, that's not very effective? It's water and grass? Dang. Be destroyed. Oh, fuck. I'm getting destroyed. No! Switch to Little Moppy here. I don't have to worry about the water attack so much. Maybe I mud slap you? Not very effective. No, don't slap me. A type chart? That could be useful, I guess. Like, who's good against who? We're just gonna be fucking messy, I guess. No, stop slapping me. Stop it. No. Oh no, we're getting our ass kicked. Yeah, put it in the Discord. I'll check it. Microsoft, you're my only hope. With Flame Wheel. I'm getting my ass kicked. Oh, thank you, Flame Wheel. Is Flame Wheel gonna carry us? Poison Powder? Oh, Poison Powder could actually be pretty good. That could be pretty good. Reversal? Oh, you put that here too. Those are some good attacks. Damn. Oh no, what the fuck? What? What the hell? We have to use fucking Flame Wheel on them. Oh yeah. Not bite. I'm gonna hit him with the reversal. Oh. Let's go. Oh, cute. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can't get him. Nope. Dang. I was trying to get a sneaky Mega Drain in there. Okay. 50 points. Let's go. Whoa, no. Is Psychic good against Ghost? No, Ghost is good against Psychic. 1 second, I'll open up that chart in Discord. Thanks for posting it. Oh, is it in there? Should I keep using Metal Claw? Try Mud Slap? Let's try Mud Slapping. Play nice. Oh, it's super effective. All right. Just rub mud in their face. Oh, is victory ours? Yes! This is huge. This is huge. She's defeated me so many times. And now it's all Mopsy. Oh, you're good. Unless you want me to yell at you. I could yell at you if you want me to. But you're totally good. Who wants to learn Magical Leaf? Magical Leaf is good, though. Fuck you, La Rosa. Clean your room, La Rosa. Clean your room. Oh, thank you. I need the good ones. Yeah, I'm gonna replace Confusion with Magic Leaf. Yeah. Wait, these are crazy. How do I decipher this? Okay, 1 second. I'm trying to find a place I can put this. This isn't going to take up my whole screen. I defeated Prima. Oh, and I got some Glimmer coins. Clean your room, La Rosa. Oh, we got a hat. We will not put it on. Oh, what happened? Who's on my head? Oh. Oh, I got a little guy on my head. Oh, oh. Let's freaking go. What else clothes do you sell? Oh. Little overalls, Charmander. Cute, cute, cute. I'll ask. I'll start screaming. I'll start screaming and then you'll have to be like, Mopsy, what's wrong? It's the Poke chart. Okay. I think I need to go ride a frickin' boat now. I think I gotta go ride a boat. Unless I think I can teleport. Oh, I need a badge. Boo! I was thinking that the last Poke Center I used was like really far ahead. You'll see what I mean in a second here. We're gonna have to go on a very long boat ride. We also need to find the perfect partner for our Slack Off to fuse it with. We gotta find the best one. With a freaking boat. Oh, I can fish. Should I fish? Which button do I press? Okay. Fishing is good. Not even a nibble. What is that guy? Like a... Find a very energetic Pokemon to go with the sloth. Create a Pokemon with just like... Oh yeah, what TM are you giving out? Echoed Voice. Is Echoed Voice even good? No. We don't want to talk to that guy. He seems gross. Ah, was that a Wurmple? Prepare to be destroyed, Wurmple. I will hit you with the Magic Leaf. Yeah, that guy doesn't use deodorant. He doesn't use deodorant. He just wants to scream, man. He just wants to scream. Ah, Wurmples! Let me just freaking tear these Wurmples apart. Oh, you got me. Oh! Let's try headbutting this Wurmple. That was excellent. I'm the Wurmple killer. I guess I could have just jumped down the middle, huh? Wurmple has 2 evolution paths? I didn't know that. Well, Wurmple's kind of base though, right? Okay, boat time, baby. Okay, so if I'm looking at the chart, right, it's letting me know whether an attack is twice as effective or half as effective. Or whether it has no effect at all. That's pretty smart. Silcoon and Cascoon. Yeah! Well, I'm smart, I'm smart, I'm smart. Let's go! We're at the frickin' beach, everybody. We're having a good time on the beach. I don't think there's anything for me to do here right now. So a Silcoon Cascoon fusion could be cool. We can try for that. Oh, let's go to Sleepport. Shake it. Shaking it music. Look at all those beautiful Pokemon. My V2 model looks like I'm just being like rattled. Someone's got me and they're shaking me. Are we here? Oh yeah, I'm gonna bust up this kid's sandcastle. Get destroyed.
We don't have any information that would be of use to you.
I don't have a snack. I'm not being greedy. I can go for some soup right now though. I have a tea. It's like a blueberry muffin black tea. That's kind of like a good soup. Oh. That woman loves that soup. Yeah. I love her so much. She's just oh. The market shops are changing. Oh, what are you selling? Hair accessories? Cute. Oh, fuck yeah. The headband's pretty cute too, though. What about you? What do you got for me? Oh. Those don't really match my Sprite. What do you got for me? The Sky Tiara? Yeah, the Sky Tiara is crazy. Frosted beanie? Flaming beanie? Frosted goggles? My Pokemon trainer right now, they're an office worker who got laid off, and so they became a Pokemon trainer. That's our headcanon. But we only worked in the mailroom. We were low level.
J.O. is to jack off.
Oh no!
To J.O. But it's more than just jacking off. It's also just like a feeling you have in your heart. When
Exactly.
Let it all go. You know what I'm saying? Release. to J.O. It can mean a lot of things.
Oh,
to J.O.
man.
is to live, to lie on your back in a grassy field and look
Why'd
up
I
at the
make it so
clouds.
long?
That's to J.O.
Why'd I make it so long? That's our Pokemon trainer motto. That's the headcanon. Some incense? Sounds sick. What does incense do? Is that gonna attract a good Pokemon? Oh, it makes certain types of Pokemon. You're glad that I kept it forever. Yep. Definitely keeping it forever. Nothing bad will ever happen to it. If it's held as an item. My Arlena is ambivalent to me, but that's what makes her badass. Don't you dare touch my redeem. That's my comfort redeem. White domino mask? Oh, what if I become like a masked vigilante? I'm buying that mask, but I'm saving it for later, for when I become a vigilante. Oh, swagger? I'm not gonna wear a dinosaur head as my vigilante. I want to be like Tuxedo Mask. I want to be more like Tuxedo Mask. We just lost our office job. We have no real world skills. We're just running around fusing Pokemon together. And we're also carrying important parts. Tuxedo Mask has maximum aura. And he doesn't do anything. What's this? What's this? Hello? This goes here and that goes over there. And where does this thing go? And what about that doohickey? I can't make heads or tails of this. You! I'm sorry, I'm Doc. Captain Stern commissioned me to draw up designs for a deep-sea submarine. Oh, that's cool! One that can dive deeper than any other submarine. It's been a real headache. Oh! Oh, he's taking the parts that we brought. I need to go to a museum. The Oceanic Museum. I hope that's here. I mean, you shit's a freaking museum, man. Are you a museum? Hello? Hi there, I collect heart scales from seashells on the beach and craft them into glimmer coins that we can use to buy clothes. Oh. Can I just pick up seashells? I love me some glimmer coins. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. A heart scale! Oh yeah. So there's a reason to destroy these sandcastles. Oh! Oh, what's this? Oh, he's dirt. I won him. I won him. He's dirt ghost. He's a dirty ghost. You lost all your Sailor Moon manga? Oh no! I'm so sorry. It's a dirt ghost. I'm gonna mud slap him. I'm just trying to whittle him down so I can catch him. What if we mix the dirt castle ghost? This one turns into a sand castle, right? What if we mix that with the sloth? Is that based? Oh, he's got hard. He's got hard. I'm just gonna use a regular Pokeball on this guy. I've lost a lot of like old books and media I had as a child. I used to have an amazing collection of plushies that I got rid of as a teenager. And I always regretted that. I had some really cool ones. I was like a weeb as a kid and then had a period where I was too scared to be a full-on weeb. So I got rid of a lot of cool old plushies that could have been really cool to have now. A water Pokemon? The other one that's apparently based is, apparently Machamp looks really sick fused with like pretty much anything. So we're definitely going to try to get a Machamp on the team at one point. I love that four-armed freak. He's so hot. Yeah! Oh, that one's good too. I think this one's my favorite right now, though. You lost all your manga? I'm so sorry, La Rosa. That sucks. I hope you get more manga. Should I fuse him? No, I'm gonna store in PC. And we're not gonna give him a nickname yet. There's nothing there. Oh! Oh! Another one. This one I'm just gonna blast. Oh, you had a Stone Ocean Jotaro? Oh, no! I'm so sorry. I love Trish, though, by the way. Trish is such a cool character. Oh, I should have caught. It's too... I had bloodlust. My eyes went red. My eyes went red. I just was killing. I'm sorry. There's nothing there. What if I try to catch, You had a Sailor Moon figure, too? Dang. I've only just recently started, Nice. Collecting figures. I collect mostly, like, Miku and Sonoko figures. We love Miku and Sonoko. Super Sonoko is based? I can post pictures on the Discord. Oh, he got out? He must be freaking mud slapped for his audacity. For his audacity. Okay, this ball's gotta be really great. Be so great for me. Be so great for me. Yes! I got like an XP share. Oh, I didn't want to give you a nickname. I got a sick XP share. Lemonade! Okay, chat, this is a life lesson. Just because I do it in a video game, you should not pick up lemonade you find on the beach. If you find a glass of lemonade on the beach, you put it down, okay? I think Sailor Pluto... Oh, Pluto was a sick Sailor Scout. I liked her, Halberg or whatever it was. Yeah, the two, like, secret, Sailor Scouts at the end. They were pretty badass. I also really like the... What were they? They were like the Black Star something or whatever. There's a notice on the door. Okay. Come back in a later game update. There was like a pop star team of like, it was like a boy band, but they were secretly Sailor Scouts and they turned into hot girls. That's right up my alley, chat. I was crazy about those characters. They're like the Black Star something. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about? They're really hot. I need to get more Pokeballs. Balls, please. I need some great ball. I can only afford 2 right now. I'm so broke. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Good. Oh, I'm so broke. How did I get so broke? Is this the museum? Welcome to the Oceanic Museum. They got me. They got me for so much. I didn't have 50 bucks. It took a long time to get past the receptionist. You want to reread? You should. Look at all these fish. Look at that fish. Wow, this place is beautiful. You can read most of that stuff online. But also, like, depending on where you live, there should be like an anime bookstore. I know you live kind of like on a mango farm somewhere mysterious in the mountains of Mexico. But there's gotta be a weeb somewhere who knows. Who's this? Who's this? Is that a hot pirate? Stern, give me those Devon parts pronto. It's for the sake of Hoenn. But these parts aren't for you. There's gotta be a weep somewhere. And if they were, I don't have them. Devon hasn't delivered them yet. Uh-oh. And who might you be? You came to deliver the Devon parts to Captain Stern? What did I just like divulge that information? Oh no! What excellent timing. Grunts, grab them. Aye aye. Oh no, it's time to throw the fuck down, chat. Look at my little pose. Yeah. So we have Ghost Water, Water, Dark. Okay. I'm thinking Magical Leaf is going to be the freaking move here. And then maybe Mud Slap? Oh yeah, I bet those stores have manga. Oh yeah. I'm lucky, where I live on the internet, there's this store called Kinya Kunya. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. But I'm very fortunate to be near one. I like to go shopping there. It's full of manga. Get a fucking magical leaf. I hope your leaf is so magical. Oh, he's withdrawn? Oh, wait, that's a sick Pokemon. What the hell? She has 2 heads? She has nothing to my magical leaf, though. Keep it coming. Keep it rolling. Let's freaking go. Go team. Yeah, twerk it, Patrick. Let's freaking go. Go team. Oh, yeah. Have a magical leaf, buddy. It's over for you. Pop that ass on a handstand? That makes me think of like Megan Thee Stallion. You know that song, Thought Shit? It's so good. It's so good. Oh, I wrecked them. I didn't just defeat them, I wrecked them. I got two fucking tanky ass Pokemon here. You haven't heard Megan the Stallion? She's really good. Her newest album, I think it's just self-titled Megan, is really, really good. I recommend that full-heartedly. And she's a big weeb. She's like a genuine otaku. Steel types are known for being tanky. I can't wait for like this Steel Gardevoir. That's gonna be so sick. She's gonna be hot, I bet. Boss, I'm so sorry. Heh. That's quite a fierce expression for such a little scamp. Yeah! The Bucciarati? Bucciarati? I can never pronounce those names from that part 5. But I love part 5. Giorno is such a good character. It's Team Aqua. He's gonna explain to me the huge— oh, I called it. I called it. You see, there's a huge asteroid that's on track to collide with our planet. This asteroid is more than 6 miles in diameter and is coming towards us fast. Oh, we're fucked. They say it'll come slamming down on the ocean near Sutopolis. Sutopolis. When it does, it will unleash a terrifying amount of energy. The shockwave will create a massive tsunamis in every direction. Oh no! Fuck! And all the coastlines. Oh. Oh no! Fuck, chat. We gotta save the world. Should I side with the pirates? Mega Argon's called the Steel Wall after all? Let's go, let's go. No pirates bad? But they have cute little outfits on. But their outfit's cute. They can't be bad. First guy in the castle? Aqua and Magma are bad? But he sounds so reasonable. He sounds so reasonable. Before the asteroid slams into the ocean, we'll take time to get ready. First, we adapt our cities to make them float. What? They want to flood the earth. Castle in the Sky is a really great movie. Ah, he wants everyone to become a pirate. This guy's trying to turn everyone into a freaking pirate. There'll be nothing but a big wave. Dog, that is not... oh, whatever. My favorite Ghibli movie is Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind, I think. But Porco Rosso is a close second. I feel like I've seen Porco Rosso the most. But I just think Porco Rosso is also, like, one of the better written movies. It's just so, like, fun to watch. It's so fun to watch, and the character's so cute. I love Porco Rosso. Porco? He's a real man. It's so simple. They're trying to turn everyone into fish people. I bet this fucker loves Vaporeon. I bet this asshole loves Vaporeon. Okay, okay, we're anti-pirates. We're gonna fight the pirates. He's trying to waterworld us. Hands off Vaporeon. Oh no. This plan is laughable at best. You Team Aqua are nothing but misguided fools. Team Magma, what are you doing here? My team and I were on our way to Mount Chimney when we noticed some unusual activity at the museum. So we stopped to investigate, and what an interesting development we've stumbled on. I'm called Maxie. I stand at the head of Team Magma, a noble organization which values logic and science. Oh wait, are these guys the good guys, chat? It is true that this asteroid cannot be stopped, but we do not need to abandon our way of life. All we need to do is prepare, so that it never reaches us in the first place. The asteroid threatens everything we've built, so we must defend ourselves. The only rational solution is to expand the land. Oh! You see, by increasing the landmass, we create a natural barrier between us and the ocean. So when the asteroid strikes, the extra land will shield us from the water, and our cities will be left unscathed. Guys, I think the asteroid's big enough to just crack this whole shit open. They said it was like a couple miles wide. It doesn't matter where it lands. It's just gonna Gulf of Mexico fucking... It's gonna Gulf of Mexico all of Pokemon. Kyogre's the best? That's I haven't played the Ruby Sapphire, right? So I don't know the Aqua and Magma lore. I just know they have cute outfits. But not as cute as Team Rocket's outfits. They're the cutest. They're gonna fishify. They're gonna landify all the fish? These guys want Mad Max and these guys want Waterworld. Alright, I'm winding it up. I'm winding up both my knuckles. We're gonna feed these guys some knuckle sandwiches and let them wash it down with a glass of punch. I'm gonna invert their testicles. And or give them a month's worth of period pain. We're gonna get them. Magma desert the world. But if you throw another S in there, desert the world, then they're the good guys again. Oh! But we got fire ground. So they both have ground stuff. I'll just use magical leaf and water gun. The Princess Kaiguya tonight? What's that? Water gun? Freaking water gun? Oh, absolutely wrecked. Magic leaf? Oh no. It's a Ghibli movie, but not by Miyazaki? Interesting. Oh, this guy's weird. Have magical leaf? Have water gun? Absolutely wrecked? Absolutely wrecked? Oh no! Frick! Well, I forgot their steel grass. I forgot. Microsoft, you're my only hope. Wait, this might not... Wait, no, this will work. This will secretly work really well, actually. Wait. Oh, it'll still work out. It'll still work out. Meow. Grave of the Fireflies. That one's really sad, though. That makes me want to cry. No, Detect sucks. They have such cute outfits. Let's go. Wait. Mm. Oh my god. Marshbra? Marshbra is beautiful. Marshbra? Marshbra. That sounds like a that sounds like a jog. New ones first, then ones I've already watched. I'll probably end with Spirited Away. You wanna watch a Goobly movie every night? One Goobly movie every night. That's a noble thing to do, man. You gotta enrich your soul. You gotta enrich your soul. Question is, how does Kadabra evolve in this game? That's true. Oh man, this one's pretty good. You're gonna buy a 40? That's crazy. Get me a 40. I think this one's the best one. The Psyfish Pokemon. Kinesis. Let's go for some 40s. You're gonna have to get a 40 and then pour it on your Wi-Fi router. And I'll hold up my mug so I can catch some of it as it leaks in. Oh yeah, Mudshot good. Mudshot good. We take Mudshot, please. I love when a Pokemon evolves right after an epic battle. No, it's fine for the router. It's fine for the router. Best way to face existential threats such as this? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. A big asteroid's going to destroy the Earth? I would gather all of Earth's greatest rappers, and we would use the power of the beat to save the planet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mudslap lowers accuracy. One of my other Pokemon had Mudslap. So even if it doesn't do like a ton of damage on your opponent, my world-saving rap group, I think Del, the Funky Homo Sapien, because he's one of my favorite rappers. Little Sims, who's like a UK garage grunge rapper. I don't know. Do I then just need to pick like the strongest rapper of all time? Little Sims is dope, right? Little Sims is super dope. Del the Funky Homo Sapien. That's like the duo Deltron, because I love that producer. Megan Thee Stallion, Little Sims, and then fucking Lil Wayne for sure. Lil Wayne for sure. That's my trio. That's my trio. No, they'd be so powerful. They'd be so powerful. You would have Lil Wayne just doing catchy hooks in the background. And Deltron would rap about some crazy sci-fi stuff that could actually save the world. And you got Megan Thee Stallion, who's a weeb and an otaku. And then Little Sims is kind of like the underdog. Like the new member to the crew, whose heart is pure with the rhythm. And together they all team up and they form like a giant super rapper. Oh, and the ghost of MF Doom. He's there too. Anyway, what are we talking about? What are we doing in this game? There's a meteor destroying the Earth. And there's no rapping in the Pokemon universe, apparently. Is there? There must be, right? Has anyone in a Pokemon game a 6 out of 10? No! Not a 6 out of 10. At what threshold does it save the world? Tell me, Mopsy, what do you think is the best way to face an existential threat? Such as this. Defend against it. Now you understand what I'm trying to achieve with Team Magma. I'm glad to see that I've opened your mind. You didn't open my mind. They're forced me to agree with them. Oh, I can join Team Magma now? I'll withdraw for now. And leave you be. But know this, if you get in the way of Team Aqua, you won't walk away unscathed. Yo, is this Joseph Joestar? Is Jonathan Joestar in part 3? Am I confused? I'm confused. Jonathan. I'm thinking of Jonathan. It's the hat. Ah, Mopsy, is it? That was quite a tense situation. Thank you for helping me out. What they were saying about this asteroid, I don't know if it's true. It's certainly the first time I've ever heard of it. Oh yes, I almost forgot that you brought the parts from Devon. Yay! These parts are an essential component that allows the machine to operate in extreme environments. I don't know why Team Aqua and Team Magma are after it. All I know is that Devon Corp developed it for a secret project that they want me to test it in the deep ocean. Okay, there's probably a trifecta of evil going on here. I'm calling it. I think Devon Corp is going to end up being also evil. And that Aqua and Magma are red herrings. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. Oh. Oh, there was an ad break? I wasn't even paying attention. Whatever. I'm trying to predict that Devon Corp is evil. That's my prediction. Devon Corp is evil. I just gave a huge detailed explanation. And then I looked down and I saw that an ad was running and I was like, fuck. No. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And this urgent matter too, so I should get back to work right away. Thanks for this, and excuse me. Because they're gonna use it to go to the bottom of the ocean and do something evil too. I obtained a quest point. What am I my Pokemon doing anything? My Tamagotchis? Sorry, my Tamagotchis? Okay. Oh yeah. We just did some good freaking battling. I'm thinking it's been a second since I've done any good fusions. I think I'm gonna deposit my beautiful boy. And then maybe you? I just want to make some room here. Okay. So fusing maybe the cocoon with the castle, do you think that would be cool? I also defuse some of these and mix them up. We'll see, we'll see. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. We also need to catch some new Pokemon. We need to catch some new ones. Did I finally leave this place? Oh, yeah. Pokemon? Pokemon? Oh! Oh, an Oddish! I love Oddish! And we don't have any electricity in our crew yet. Oh! I'm paralyzed already? That's not gonna work very well for me. Maybe mud? Maybe mud splat? Yeah, this mud slap spam? Mud slap spam? Like an electric sloth? Would that be cute? That could be cute, right? Let's go. My Arlia? Oh, Firefang? We need Firefang. Oh, these are all good attacks, though. Let's replace Poison Powder. Oh, so cute! Oh, Stinky Face. Okay, I like the one with the stinky little face. Yeah! We can get that Oddish real quick. Oddish is so cute. Sweet scent. Just mud slap spam. When I'm in catching mode, I like to really just wear him down with like 20 attacks. I'm still paralyzed from that previous fight. Are we not deparalyzed? Oh, they got big. We're getting there. We're so close. Right. Come to us, Oddish. Think about like what fusions with Gloom could be like. Imagine Gloom fusions. Yeah, Oddish is the best. Oh, that one's good. That one's really good. Oh, I'm picking that one. Oh, what bird was that? He's gone. Come back, bird. Oh, what's that? What's that? Oh, a red one? Oh. Electrike? I'm guessing electricity is good against steel. I probably don't need to look at the chart for that. Oh, they're indifferent to each other? Alright. How about a magical leaf? How about a magical leaf? I don't have any ball right now. Oh no! I have no ball. Oh yeah. Get mud shot. I'm poor as hell. Why am I so poor? I'm a filthy poor. Okay. Just deposit some. Okay. We're gonna do some fusions here. Let's go. Oh. Alright, I think we gotta go with the one that's lying on the ground, right? Which one do we pick? Which one do we pick? Ooh, electric, normal, normal, electric. This one I think is gonna be more messed up. Green is unique. Oh, yeah, the green are the ones that have been created by an artist then, right? So I'll have to go with that. They're perfect together. They're perfect together. Look at their personalities. This is going to be my best fusion yet. Yeah. Oh my god, I love him. I love him. Oh. Pokemon can't attack on consecutive turns. Neither of those are good, right? We want Spark. We want Slack Off. We want Encore. And I guess I'll take Scratch. It's so cute. It's so cute. I want to turn you into a sandcastle. Oh, wait, no. This could be fire. This could be cool as hell. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Yeah, I gotta go with this. I gotta go with this. Fuse, fuse, fuse! Oh no! No! What did I do to you? Speed and Sunshine? Or sharpens up defense when hit with a water type. I'm gonna do that one. Yeah. Oh, we want growth, absorb, and acid. Maybe astonish? Let's just use poison powder for now. I'm so sorry. I didn't know what I would do to him. Thank you. Bugbird? 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 We gotta see what it looks like. Gotta send your neighbor a dish? That's very noble. Oh! Are you our new best friend? Are you our new best friend? I'm almost done with my tea. Let's go! Let's go! Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you. Oh my god. Can that thing fly? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, what's our current team looking like? We got room for one more. I'm thinking I might put Hootie away. I love you, Hootie. You're beautiful. But you're not a killer like the rest of my team. I think we go get a bicycle? Bicycle, please. Oh, I've been forbidden. Here we go. Ah ha ha ha. Fusing two cute Pokemon makes them even cuter. Don't listen to this lady over there. Unfused Pokemon are the cutest. Oh! An unfuser? Oh! Okay, so they're both electric types, so I'm in danger? Okay. Mudshot, maybe? Oh, I didn't mean to switch out her. Oh, that's fine, though. Oh. Scratch, Encore, slack off. Scratch them. We'll swap you out. Oh, I want you back out here. Ha. Freak them. Mud slap. Big metal claw. Oh, oh no. Am I using bad Pokemon? Oh no. Go, Microsoft. Oh, this is perfect. There we go. Fucking flame wheel. Oh yeah. Flame wheel is so good. Oh. Destroy them. Destroy them. Flame wheel is so unstoppable. Oh, I don't want to learn switcheroo. Cute. Oh, let's freaking go. Devastated. I needed that money though. Oh, what's this? Hi. Mopsy read the note. You're being watched. Oh. Ah, you found me. Behold, I am the Trick Master, the greatest living mystery of a man in all of Hoenn. Mystery man? Oh, an escape rope. Oh. What have I gotten myself into? Oh, cute. Time to destroy? Time to freaking wreck them? Maybe I'll just headbutt. Maybe I'll just headbutt. Let's go. Oh no! Oh man. Mudshot? Destroyed? Oh yes, Psybeam! Let's freaking go. I forgot Kinesis doesn't really do anything. Oh, Worry Seed? That's a really specific power? No. That's cute though. Psybeam. Destroyed. This is huge news. Forget Feint Attack. Oh, I need to teach a Pokemon Cut right now. I forgot about that. Let's see. We'll get rid of Encore. Ciao. Nice. We gotta get to that note, I think. What an easy fucking puzzle. Oh my god, I'm so smart. Oh, that's cute. Prepare to be absolutely destroyed. Yes. My evil fish wizard. Oh, cute. Get destroyed. Oh, Skiloon. Oh, I'm asleep? This is not good. I'm gonna have to use Microsoft. You're literally about to get Fire Fang, buddy. There we freaking go. Look, I found a secret note. Mopsy memorized the secret code. Wait. The secret code? To what? The secret code to what? Just freaking destroying this place. Okay, to that door probably. Go fight this kid then? Hey kid. I'm about to bust it. One measly Pokemon? Oh, that's so cute! A Kexagoon? There's a normal? Oh, I'm fast asleep. Oh my god. I forgot. Oh, I just sent you out there to get fucking slapped around. Cool, Microsoft. Oh no, he had Psybeam. Wanna Mega Drain you? That's huge. Oh. Oh my god. He has so many special abilities. My Microsoft is Mega Draining right now. That's fucking awesome. We're like in a suck battle right now. Oh no, not Psybeam. Oh, not hurting my confusion. Fuck. It's my only chance. Oh. No, 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 no. No. Oh. This is huge. This is huge. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Okay. Lemonade. Okay. We're back in it. We're still in it to win it. The door opened. Read the note. Congratulations for making it through my garden. It took me days to plant all those trees. You're sharp. Almost as sharp as this tool. I have left for you. Take it. You have earned it. The Trick Master. Shears? Whoa! Oh, that's their camp. Oh, fuck. I have to fucking destroy this kid's Pokemon in front of his dad. Oh, no. Oh, I'm still asleep? There we go, finally. He fought bravely. Oh, that's really cute. Be destroyed. Not double slap. Oh, my Pokemon are so powerful. Let's go. I think I need to refill my tea. I don't know, maybe I should have more tea. Mud Bomb? I love that name. You know we gotta replace Mud Shot with Mud Bomb. I like to have one Mud Bomb every day at least. Uh-oh. Lady Daisy? Let's switch it to... Wait. Oh, my Pokemon are dead. Oh, well. This is valuable training? Oh, no. Using cut? Oh, man. Not my evasiveness. I'm just lying there. This isn't good. This isn't fucking good. Oh. We're not doing so hot, chat. Boom. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my god. Mud bomb it. I love Mud Bomb. It's got a good gloop to it. Oh, I was trying to be catching Pokemon. I don't know. I'm not exactly a Pokemon master. I was thinking I was gonna catch some Pokemon. But also I realized that I don't really have very many Pokeballs right now either. I might not even have any. Now that I think about it. Always a full team. I guess I can pull out some of the homies. I guess I can get some of the homies. We love Peepo. Hootie is pretty decent. They're so beautiful. How do I choose? How do I choose? We'll take you with us. I'd never lose to another trainer, though. I'd never lose. I'd cheat before losing. Oh, a Murkrow. We gotta get that. Oh, you're so cute. Have a magical leaf? Have a mud slap? Oh, it doesn't affect them. Well, magical leaf? Oh, did I buy Pokeballs? Jesus Christ. No, I didn't buy Pokeballs. No! No! Oh, my brain. It's no good. My brain is no good. Oh, I should just sell it for something. I sell it for $20. Okay, let's get some Pokeballs. Can I have Great Ball, please? Oh, I have a lot of money right now. I'll have 7 Great Balls. And maybe some Splicers while I'm at it. Go into my bag. Oh, Steel Wing. When did I get this? You gotta learn it, Hootie. Oh, give some berries to my boys. Wait. My 2 tankiest Pokemon. Alright, we're back, baby. We're gonna go catch a Murkrow. Is that a Murkrow? No, that's an Oddish. Where are you? That's an Oddish. Come on, Murkrow. I need that Murkrow. Not a seagull. Stay away from me. There we go. Perfect. You're mine, buddy. You're freaking mine. Well, that's good. That's good. Oh no, it's too good. Murkrow Sandagast? That's a crime against nature. Murkrow? Come back, Murkrow? Murkrow, I'm so sorry. Murkrow, treat you so right. Has so many Oddish. There we go. First headbutt. And then magical leaf, I think. Ciao. Oh, maybe one more magical leaf? Now we're talking. Have my great ball? Murkrow's a cool Pokemon, though. I don't want to just turn it into like a... Oh! The Oddish, like, the council will decide your fate. An army of Oddish? Could you imagine being eaten alive by an army of Oddish? I mean, most Pokemon are omnivores, right? Ah! You will get in my ball! Hold B, chat, hold B! Hold B, hold B! Fuck you! Oh, do I need to, like, lower its stats, maybe? It's a living creature with photosynthesis abilities, but I doubt it makes up for all of its nutritional requirements. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Don't make me just waste all these balls on you. Oh. Okay. I think I have a Pokemon that has a sleeping attack. Nope. Boomst. Boomst. I just need to use some status effects and lower all of his stats. Oh, man. Ooh, poison powder. Nope. Who the freak has the ability I'm thinking of? I don't think it's Hootie. I thought I had Hypnosis somewhere, but maybe I got rid of Hypnosis? Oh, here it is. Wait, does it affect? It doesn't affect them? What? Oh, here we go. Yes! Feel my great ball. Feel my great ball. Fuck you! Oh no. What a freaking battle this is. Oh my god. This Murkrow. I need like a dark ball. Oh, let's go! Let's go! Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Murkrow's so cute. I love Murkrow. Not yet. We won't nickname you yet. Oh. Now you must die. Now you must die. Let's go. Oh. Swift. Is Swift any good? Swift good? This attack never misses. That is good. Farm wild mons for XP? That's true. Oh, what should I mix Murkrow with? Murkrow and Meowth? Is that a good combo? Oh, I did it twice. I always do that. I always freaking do that. Organize and fuse. Unfusing. Fuse. Oh, this is gonna be so cute. This is gonna be so cute. Oh. A Mirth? May pick up items. Super Luck. Oh yeah, Super Luck is great. Speed over defense. Special defense over attack. Let's do special defense over attack. I want Peck, Astonish, Fight, and Haze. Let's go. They're so cute. The party is full. What do I need to deposit? I'm depositing you? Sorry, bud. Yeah! Yippee! Mischievous and Murkrow would be good since both need a Dust Stone to evolve. Ooh! I bet that has a cool sprite too. Like a spooky witch. We'll keep our eyes peeled for any... Yeah, we haven't gotten any really good... Oh, ghost Pokemon yet? I love Gengar a lot. So hopefully we can get a Gengar soon. We have to defeat these children? Oh. That's a cute combo. Mud Slap? Mud Bomb? Oh, yeah. We love our mud attacks. Heal Pulse. Heal Pulse good? I can't heal myself with this though, right? Only in a tag team battle? That could still be useful. Levitate is good, yeah. I'm gonna replace Mud Slap. Because I feel like Heal Pulse could be good. Oh, absolutely do not learn Roar. Oh, not Thunder Wave. Have a magic leaf. Never misses. Well, it's not very effective. Headbutt. Oh. Mud Bomb, let's go! Oh yeah. I always make a Mud Bomb after my first coffee every day. What does Miracle Eye do? They hit a dark type with any type of move. Huh. Should I get Miracle Eye? Oh, constantly boosts its stats. The force switch can put it back to 0. Oh. Takedown. Honestly, I actually think you're pretty good right now with your attacks. Give me your money. Oh, let's go. Our Microsoft is evolving. Oh, what? Oh, that's so cute. What? Oh, the mushroom puppy Pokemon. Mac Punch? Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I love Reversal. I'm gonna replace Fire Fang. Firestone? Oh, yeah, to evolve it again. We'll keep our eyes out for a Firestone. Takedown? I'm skipping takedown. Oh, yeah. Look at all these trainers. My guitar's wailing, draw you in. Sneak attack. Oh, yeah. I love these two. Okay. Magical Leaf. Mud Bomb. He screeched at me? Nice. Oh, Seismic Toss. My berry. That's perfect. I love you, Mud Bomb. Link cables are in this game. That would be Kadabra's way to evolve. That's true. I need to find someone to trade with and trade back, I guess. I could pretty easily do that, though. I'm sure there's a trick to it. Sand Tomb. Sand Tomb is kind of good. But I'm going to skip it. No Stun Spore. Yes, Wing Attack. Boom. Oh, that's good. Nice. Nice. Non-seismic tops. So good. Amnesia. Is Amnesia good? Nah. Oh, yeah. It's level 40 or cable. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. We'll be level 40 in no time. It's an easy victory. Oh no, it's not an easy victory. Freaking get him. Let's go. Ka-chow. Just don't over level him. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a problem. We're going to be doing the gyms as the main focus. I don't think we'll get that far. Guard spec. What the hell is that? They don't want me in there. I need to know surf. Do I need to join Team Magma to get through there? Oh no, here we go. Dire hit. Oh, wait, who are you? Oh, Gluppin. You're really cute. I'm gonna try to catch this guy. Oh no, I'm asleep. Yo, is Gluppin good? Is Gluppin good? The berry. Mac punch. Let's go. Oh, I only have one great ball. Do I? Nah, I'm not gonna catch him. I'm not gonna catch him. Prepare to die. Oh, it's our rival. It's you, chat. Hey, Mopsy, it's been ages. Nice timing, too. I was just searching for Pokemon, you know? My dad always going on about how nature is more diverse than ever since Pokemon. Fusion stars becoming more common. So I figured it's my duty to document as many as I possibly can. On my journey up to now, I've met a lot of different Pokemon, and I think I've gotten to understand a lot of them too. Me and my Pokemon have really grown, so how about a little battle? We're gonna freaking wreck him. Oh, that's really cute. Magical Leaf? Oh, fuck. And I'm asleep? Damn. I should have swapped out. I guess I'll die? Oh wait, they're fire, water, and fire, grass? Mega Drain? That's perfect. Mega freaking Drain? Oh my god. Oh my god. Mega freaking Drain them? Oh yeah. What's next? Sleep powder, yes. Sleep powder, good. Ad breaks are coming soon, everybody. Oh. Let's send out Ginkgo Cat. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Fuck. That was rough. It's okay, we have Spark. Oh yeah, and Paralyze. Let's go. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, am I gonna lose against this guy? Am I gonna lose against chat? That must absorb. Perfect. Odd gassed. Let's go. Oh. Huh. Acid maybe? No, don't Mega Drain me. Don't Mega Drain. Maybe I should Mega Drain. I'm absorbing him now. It's a battle of attrition. I just need to get a poison status effect on him. Acid doesn't do that, I don't think, though. Oh man, who can be cringed the longest? Oh man. Yes! We still freaking won, baby! Yeah. Yeah, anyway. Thanks anyway, bye. Goodbye. Bye, chat. Oh, the gang. They won't let me through. There's only one way now. No! No! Oh, this sucks. Oh, Trubra? I love Trubra. Wait, that's the best Pokemon I've seen this whole time. Maybe I will fucking win this battle? Do they heal all my Pokemon for me? Did that really happen just now? Oh no. I guess I should read the text when they send it to me. Your quick attack means nothing to me. There we freaking go. No! They keep on attacking us. Let's go. I love Headbutt. What was that? Oh no! Ah, fuck. Just headbutt all these Pokemon. I guess this is kind of her specialty because she's got like a huge metal head. And just grab you by both sides and slam it. Alright, and the ad's about to start, everybody. So I'm gonna go use the bathroom while it does. And then we'll have this Pokemon battle. We'll see you soon. Yeah, welcome back, everybody. We're playing Pokemon. We're playing Pokemon. Let's fucking go, Pokemon. Welcome, 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 Tech Toaster, welcome. The two snakes. Who won? Who the freak won that one? Oh, Tech Toaster won that one. Nice. That's very fitting. Guess what? 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 I got candy in my mouth. Sorry about the mouth noises. Fucking chicken butt. Open wide. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no.
Fastest hot dog
No.
in the Northwest. I've never seen nobody be able to do this. I can do it quick. Okay?
Oh man.
I'm just saying.
Happy Pride to this guy, everybody. Happy Pride to this guy.
We're gonna go viral with this one.
Oh, it plays on both my screens. I'm like watching it echo between my ears. That's beautiful. Oh, he's shooting them. He's shooting them. I don't know where he stores them when they're inside his body. That's his business, I guess. Beauty Melissa. Oh, Golfy. Golfy's cute as hell. No, not like the hot dogs. It's a beautiful video. It's a beautiful video. Magical leaf. He's Hershey Wood. He's the fastest hot dog shooter in the Northwest. He's a legend around these parts. I'm confused now. I'm not confused about my fucking magical leaf, though. Come on, headbutt. No. No. I just gotta get one more hit in. No. Alright. They're flying water type. So I'm gonna want to use an electric type. Get sparked. Oh, let's freaking go. Screech? You do not get to learn Screech. We defeated Beauty Melissa. Screech is Screech goated? Oh, let's go! Wait. What's happening? By 2 stages? Oh! Minroth! He's a big monkey now! We got a big electric monkey. This is a bike store? No bike for me. Pokemon Red Rocket? I've never played Pokemon Red Rocket. That sounds perverse. That sounds vile. Hello? Yeah, what? Oh. We're about to enter a huge city? Rocket Red, not Red Rocket. I don't know, I don't know. I've caught 7 types of normal. Oh, normal shirt. Oh, we're in the city. We're in the big city. We're in the Big Apple. We gotta stock up on ball while we can. Put a few more ball here. It's a ROM hack of Fire Red, but you play as a member of Team Rocket and you see the dark side of Pokemon. Wait, I'm down for that. I like the modded versions of Pokemon. Yeah, you got any new drip for me? Blue activewear? That's kind of cute. Black jacket. Mod dress. Streetwear? Oh, the streetwear is kind of fire. Okay. Oh, do we go streetwear? Do we get drippy or do we keep our office uniform? I do like our office uniform. I think there is one time where you clear out a tunnel of prostitutes and pimps for the main guy from Pokemon Red and Red from arriving. Oh my god. That's crazy. Always the drip. Always the drip. Stay drippy. Okay. Let's see if they have any cool hats or glasses for us. Check my DMs on Discord. Check my DMs on Discord. Oh, you got me. Thank you, thank you. Drip Goku appearing from behind you, stanced up. Yeah, you think that's dripped? Oh, kitty ears. Headphones. Oh. A little fedora. A fucking beard. Oh, yeah. Cloudy glasses. Oh, the headphones are so expensive, man. Pika cap. That's so fire. And AirPods? Why are the cat ears 9K? Oh my god. Any new haircuts? Oh, short idle hair, Mod Bob. Oh, a freaking mullet? These are glimmer coins too. I can only get them through certain things. Okay. We got the streetwear. We got the streetwear drip at least. Where's the Poke Center? Here it is. We're so swagged right now. Okay, I'm thinking I want to rearrange the team a little bit. We gotta see if there's any cool new Pokemon we can get here. Uncle, please! I want to challenge this gym and see how much better I've become. Now hold on, Wally. It's true that you've grown up quite a lot stronger alongside your Pokemon, but don't think you're pushing it suddenly challenge the gym. I'm not pushing it. Me and Cass, we can beat anyone. And there's this new Pokemon I caught on the way here too. I know I can handle it. Huh? Oh, they might have items. We'll go after everybody. Ah, Mopsy. Cass and I got a lot stronger since we first me? God. Sometimes I'm like, am I dyslexic or is this just poorly translated? We grew together. I want to prove that you and my uncle both Mopsy. Please, will you have a battle with me? I love free stuff. Cute. Have a magical leaf? Oh no. It's not very effective. We're gonna destroy them. Oh, he has thunder moves still? That's the crazy thing, is they can like carry over moves into different combos. But he's still steel. Cute. Have a side beam? Have another freaking side beam on the house? Let's go. Cry about it, kid. Cry about it. A ground move would be 4 times effective against a steel Pokemon? A steel poison? Oh. A double effective. Oh. Get over here. Get over here. There's a power plant. Oh. Uh-oh. I had the chart open. I had the chart open. I just didn't remember to look at it. Mud bomb. Mud bomb. No. Freaking mud bomb. No. It's Microsoft time. Flame freaking wheel. Just something you remember? Well, it was easier when, like, generation, like, 1 and 2. I played red and silver. I played red, yellow, silver. And then I played, like, the Switch versions, too. So Sword and Shield. Electro Ball. More damage the faster the user is. That's kind of good. Well, I don't think you have very good speed because you're like a sloth. So I'm gonna skip it for now. Oh no. Oh. Magical leaf. My flame wheel. Absolutely destroyed. Who wants to learn Mega Drain? Oh yeah, Mega Drain good. Mega Drain good. Well, so many status effects. Boom. Stop being paralyzed. Flame wheel. Perfect. That was a very cute Pokemon. Magical leaf. This might be a bit of a... Yeah, there we go. Is the fight not over? God, that's a cursed Pokemon. Destroy him. Oh, I was so close. Boom! Victory! I didn't even want to go out there and fight. I look like I have a little maid outfit on right now. If there's a maid outfit, I promise we'll buy it. I promise. Okay, let's go exploring some more. Is this just a gym? I'm ready to fight a gym. Oh. Okay. And then... Frickin' water gun? Yes! Nice. Thinking Magic Leaf is gonna be really good against these guys too, right? Oh! Yeah! Oh no! Okay. Okay. Magical Leaf again. We'll use Growth for now. Oh! We gotta get big, baby. Oh, cute. Hit him with the Mega Drain. Come on, Screech. Oh. Whoa. Give me the XP. Give me the delicious XP. I feel like I want some... Oh. Oh, okay, it was just loading. I want some new fusions. I'm gonna go see if I can't find any cool new Pokemon in this area. Sword Dance sounds goated. Metal Sound sounds goated. Oh, can I go into the underground? Oh wait, what's that? Oh, let's go, baby! The game corner! Let's go! Get some coins. Start with 50. Oh. Alright, let's spin it. Can I play poker? Oh, let's do it. On a spin, baby. Oh, dang. Ka 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 ka. Oh. All my coins. Oh. 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 Oh no. Do we suck at this? Oh. That was close. Oh, here we go. Oh, I won. Whoa. Lose. Lose. Oh, let's go. Nothing. Oh. I could be here all night. Okay, get me out of here. Get me out of here. No, 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 no. Are you two on a date? Did you hear that? We're making a new season of Hoenn Rangers Coexistence Force. I think the slots were the only thing in there, but we can go check again. We're talking about a TV show? I thought they were girlfriends. But it's Yuri Day, by the way, everybody. I just learned that today. What about cards? Oh, Vortorb Flip? Wait, how do I do this? Oh. Oh, it's Minesweeper! It's Minesweeper! Oh! I don't know how Minesweeper works. Get me out of here. Still slots. What's Voltorb Flip anyway, though? Is this a mall? Hello? Oh, this is a TV station. Skill swap? Let me out. Let me out of here. Let me out of here. I want to go find some Pokemon to capture and make fight for me. I'm wondering where that will be. The Game Corner rewards are goated. Goated with the sauce. Who's here? Oh, what's that? Oh, you're so cute. I think this is a fusion Pokemon. There's rare Pokemon in there. Well, we can go back later. Let me just fight this guy. What are you fused with right now? Wait, they just look like that? I have to kill him then. You just look like that? I cannot abide it. I cannot abide it. They look like food to me. Oh, damn. Oh, is that the Pokemon breeder up there? Oh, those are all really cute. Okay. Freaking Mud Bomb. Bam. Okay, neither of those were super great. Metal Claw. Water Gun. Oh. Easy. He does kind of look like Majin Buu. It's pretty cute. With a Metal Claw. And a freaking Psybeam while we're at it. Boom. Give me all your money. Hand it over. Okay. Go back and heal. Want to find some cool Pokemon out there? So let's change up our roster. I want to try to level you up more a bit. Like, I have an XP share, but I feel like it's more efficient this way. I don't know. Uh-oh. You're gonna camp? Oh, that's so cute! Oh, I want one! I want one! Oh no! Oh no, Santoom's the worst. I can't be switched out? Is that because of Santoom? Fuck. Yeah. Wing attack. Yes. Oh, they're so cute. I keep on opening the sticky keys. Because I'm just spamming a button to make like the game progress. You know what Pokemon is. You just jam a button. Who's out here? Who's out here? No Pokemon out here? Oh no! Yeah, Sand Tomb is rough. Cute. Fight them? No, don't Mega Drain. Fuck. Fuck. I feel like I spent a lot of time relying on like the AI to make bad decisions or have bad like RNG. The Otis fusions are so funny. I really want to get like a Muck or a Grimer too. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Oh, hello. Hello, Ball. Oh, yeah. I want to Muckify all my Pokemon. I want like Machamp and Muck. That's my goal. It's a Machamp Muck fusion. I haven't seen a Muck yet. Okay. So you're the breeder. Oh, what's that? Oh no! Pokemon breeder Isaac. There's something wrong with making Pokemon breed. Did I headbutt you? He's gonna headbutt me. Isaac? Like Binding of Isaac? Can we just destroy him already? Yes! Oh, that's really cute. Metal Claw! Oh no. Metal Claw! Oh no! Yes! Is Binding of Isaac good? I have a friend who really likes it. It's not really the style of game I play. To me it looks like a Metroidvania meets like a roguelike. It's good but hard. Nice. I think I just struggle with like really repetitive games. Like game where you like move room from room. But I give it a shot for sure. It's very Newgrounds. It's very Newgroundsy. Everyone is pretty much unique. Well, in the way that it's like procedurally generated though. The concept kind of stays the same though. Like it doesn't go from being like a roguelike to a puzzle game. You know what I mean? Oh, Togepis are so cute. I hope we get a Togepi. Oh no! Like my ideal type of game is like ones that tend to be more on the sandboxy side. Oh no, why did I use Mud Bomb? I want to go to Psybeam him. I like sandboxy games, like RPGs. Oh, frick. I mean, I do... Usually what I just go for is like an indie game, you know? I feel like... Oh, that thing is monstrous. What the fuck? I feel like modern gaming really is all indie games. There hasn't been like a AAA title I've been really excited about in a long time. And like even with like Binding of Isaac, you know, like that's just an indie game that's like kind of like stood the test of time for many years. Some of the best games of all time have been indie too, you know, like Minecraft. Minecraft technically indie, I would say, even though it's been around for a long time. We want Nightshade. Nightshade is really good. Oh! They got an official card game? That's wild. That's wild. Oh no. No! God, that poor hole. That's vile. Oh! We have to catch her. The Binding of Isaac and the Four Souls. Nightshade? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And maybe a bite? Oh, fuck, we're too strong. Copycat. Well, Copycat's kind of fun. Maybe, we'll wait till we get a better electric type move. Give me that. Ooh, great ball. Any secrets down here? There's another one. She's ours. Yeah. Okay. Wing attack? No! We just keep on killing them. Oh, nice. Okay. We're trying this combo. Oh, this combo's goated. Okay. No. Oh, you died for a noble cause. Okay, I think you'll be able to tank anything coming through. Oh, sleep powder. Okay, sleep powder's not gonna work. That should have been obvi. Get ball. Get in the ball. Yes! We got a Pokemon. They're so cute. Okay, we'll go with this one. Oh, I don't need a name. I don't need a name for that one. Oh, false swipe. That's true. I'm kind of just wandering aimlessly right now, just looking for cool Pokemon. Oh, she wants to have a Pokemon battle with us? Meet her in the meadow behind the Pokemon Center? That's cute. We have to go meet her there. How do I get back there? Cut. Okay. What's that? Oh, it's just one of those hyenas. Oh god, you're vile. Oh. I feel bad about some of these Pokemon, and my gut reaction is just like, oh. Oh, Volbat fusion? Volbat's like the big mouth guy, right? Volbeat? Wait, Volbeat is the, like the speaker Pokemon? Iron Head? That sounds like a game show. Fireflies. Oh. No. Time to give him the Iron Head. Oh, Iron Head is so good. Let's go. Everyone here is so peaceful. Oh, no volcanic ash. Hello? Shroomish? Where are you, Shroomish? Oh no. We gotta find Shroomish. Can I steal their mail? Nope. You wanna fight, buddy? You wanna fight in here? Oh yeah. Geodude's good for making some cursed Pokemon. Iron Head. Metal Claw. Oh, we're just gonna be grinding HP in here. Iron Claw. Oh, yeah. It's Jax! It's Jax from Digital Circus. We have to give him the Iron Head. Oh my god, it's Jax from Digital Circus, everybody. Take that, Mike. Is that what happens if you mix them with a Lopunny? Is that based? They're all hung up on rocks. Where am I? Hello? I'm trying to go find a nurse? Okay. Hey. I lost my glasses. Can you help me find them? Sure. Steps on glasses. These two are lovers. They're trying to dig the rock out between them. I think I need to fight the gym leader. That's what I'm thinking. Prepare for Iron Head. Perfect. And then we can fight the nurse? Full sprint. Full sprint. Oh. Let's go see the gym leader. Some stuff needs me to continue the story. That's the contest. Okay, let's go back to that gym leader. Sprint. Full sprint. You probably need that TM from that guy. Oh. Oh, interesting. Interesting. What the helly? Oh, here we go. What a clever trick. What a clever trick. I'm literally gonna... Oh, wait, that's so cute. Iron Head? What do you mean Iron Head isn't effective? It's doing wonders right now. Oh, wait, is steel super weak to electricity? Is that what I'm learning right now? Let me consult the chart. Oh, chart. Oh, chart. You could never guide me wrong. Half damage on steel? Feint attack? Oh, we love a sucker punch. Yeah, let's replace bite. That's how I start all my fights, chat. Oh god. This one's really cute, actually, though. I just can't tell really what I'm looking at. You're a ghost brown leaf thing, right? Oh, he's grinding it. Have a Mega Drain? Oh. Not very effective. Okay. What about Acid? What about Acid? What about Acid? Oh, fuck. They're grinding me up. I'm gonna use Copycat. Oh. How do you like it? Taste your own medicine, buddy. How do you like it? Taste your own medicine, pal? Oh. Ho 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 ho. Let's do a Swift. I've always liked Swift. I always thought it was cute. Steel is immune to poison. I guess that makes sense. Take that. Oh. Defeated. It's a battle of attrition with me. Always fighting freaking dirty. Okay. Go to the Pokemon Center real quick. Allows poison to hit steel. I had an ability earlier that was similar, but I passed on it. That was for dark type attacks. I just feel like You have to like you need to like build a special Pokemon for a special fight. And I just don't think that way. I just don't think that way. Oh. Okay. Like this. And like this. Have to tag team these two. It's easy. Bug Maniac Angelo. Okay. Iron Head. Wing attack? Wing attack? Wait. Oh, frick. I was trying to use it on the bug Pokemon. Yeah. Oh no. I'll send you out here. Just freaking cut. Oh yeah. Charge beam. Oh, Swift is so good. Send out our boy Microsoft. Yes, Flame Wheel. Hell yeah. Force Palm. That's pretty good. But I'm gonna give up on it. I'm giving up on it. Flame Burst is a must though. Oh. Reversal. I'll replace this one. Who's trying to learn Slash? Slash is good. But I don't think we're gonna keep it. Oh, cute. Oh, cute. He's got a little whip. And with the Swift. Fire Wheel is so good. Harvard Reflect. I'm going to not use Reflect. Nice. Oh yeah, Reversal is so good. Okay. Heal up again. The loading time is so crazy for a Pokemon game. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Okay. Let me go around. And down. And then up. Oh. He's a sparky old man. Okay, we want Microsoft. Watson. That's very clever. Oh, Voltfly is so cute. What the frick? Firewheel? Oh, yes, Firewheel. Firewheel is so good. Bulldoze? Is Bulldoze good? Yeah, it's good. Wait, no. Growth. We'll get rid of growth. Oh, shit. Firewheel? Let's fucking go. Easily destroyed, but we're paralyzed now. We'll see if we can't just tank it through the paralysis. Is that coming out of his butt? What are you? I'm gonna try Flame Burst? Oh no! Oh hell yeah, that was good. Fire Wheel now? Oh no. It's fine. It's all good here. Just hit him with Swift. Easy peasy. Oh. Copycat. Not Stomp. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. I love Copycat. Just trying to learn Dark Fake Tears. We don't want that. We don't want that. Lucky Chant. No, forget that. And we win! That was easy! The Dynamo Badge! Yeah, it really came through for us here. And we got freaking Shockwave and Rock Smash and shit. And we got hair clips. Oh. Oh, wait! Is that still all the game they have right now? Dang! What? I feel like I just want to go back and grind a bit. I wonder if they'll let me do that then. Whoa! Whoa! This music rips though. Oh, I thought it was the whole game and not a demo too. I think Infinite Fusions is done and they started working on Hoenn, the second game. But I was mistaken. We can go back and play the first Infinite Fusions. Yeah, it was still really cool. But now I gotta figure out something else to stream. Now I gotta figure out something else to stream. The custom sprites are so cute though. I wasn't expecting this to end. Infinite Fusions 1 Randomizer. Yeah, let's do that. Let's start that right now. That sounds feral. Okay. The credits are beautiful, but let's get it on with it. Let's get on with it. The credits are unskippable, which is fine. Live your truth. Soak up the glory. A legendary as a starter. I hope we get Muck as a starter. Muck is my favorite. That's my boy. If I could have one Pokemon to live with as my pet, it'd be Muck. Muck Mew, exactly. Exactly. Imagine Muck Lopunny. Okay, this is too much. This is too much. I'm closing it. Okay. I have to install Infinite Fusions. I'll just take a second. Oh. Waterfard, Lopunny. I was just combining the two freaking fuckable Pokemon. We gotta think outside the box. We gotta, we gotta mix them. Already exists. Wait, should I change this to Infinite Fusion 1? Oh, that fixed it. Nice. Lopunny Rosanade? That'd be cute. Lopunny Machamp? Lopunny Machamp? That'd be like what's her face from Mortal Kombat? Machamp Miltank. Oh my god, Machamp Miltank. Oh, we have to get Machamp Miltank. Okay, we're ready. We're playing the first one now. Game capture? Game capture, please. Please capture my game. English, please. Oh. Oh, it's going crazy style now. There we go. Yeah! Miltank fusions are the most cursed. That's why I need them. Alright. Options. We want to run. Download data. Battle effects on. Battle style set. Screen size. New game. Pokemon Infinite Fusion. The official Discord. This is the same as last time, though. I didn't see an option for the randomizer. We're a cute girl. We are the maximum age. We're pale as fuck, and we have brown hair. Yeah, hopefully it shows up. Messages. More info. Go for normal. Yes, autosave. Silco. Yeah, how do you set the randomizer? Pokemon. I can't type to save my life right now. How does it work? How do I do the randomizer? Yeah, Google it. Google it. We'll figure it out. Ooh, a 6-minute YouTube video, please. Huh. Oh, okay. I think there's just a guy. I think there's just a freaking guy. We have to find a guy? Looks like he's foaming in the mouth. We're in our Pikachu pajamas. I saw something about a guy in the Pokemon Center. But that would mean it's too late to get the random starter Pokemon, right? That must not be it. Where's the randomizer settings? Uh-huh. Okay, so there's an update, man. But is this for Hoenn? Or just the regular one? Okay, 1 second. We gotta start it over. What is this shit? Oh, do you think the randomizer is only on the second playthrough? Let's see if it's in these options. Yeah, it might be only for second playthroughs. Let's see if it's available on the new one then, since we just finished that. We're back? We're back? System audio? Not there. Save file management. Mystery gift? Oh! He's so cute! Okay, 1 second. You the options, man. I want some options. Play until the demo at least. Oh. Okay, that's exactly it. It's a game plus. New game plus. But I did just beat that gym trainer. This is because I didn't finish the credits, chat. It's because I didn't finish the fucking credits. Oh my god. Someone sue me. Someone stop me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. We wanted Microsoft too. Rust Ghost. Yeah, it's probably the same for the first one. But what I'm thinking is if we, Iron Head. If we can, change the setting now when the game updates and we can play past the demo, we'll be able to use the randomizer before we've beaten the whole game. I say as I'm not paying attention to the battle I'm in. Flame Wheel! Yes, Flame Wheel. Flame Wheel, you're so good. Flame Wheel! Literally unstoppable. Okay, this time we're gonna be so good and sit through the credits. And then we can use the randomizer. Or it can give us like a new game plus option maybe. If there's a new game plus option, we'll take it. We'll take it. Frickin' get him. Oh no. I'm just gonna use Copycat. perfect. It's perfect. Victory is assured. I feel like for a game like this, they should just give you the freaking randomizer, man. From the beginning. This is where the current version of the game ends. You can continue to explore, but any content past this point, including the use of Rock Smash, will only be available in future updates. Please fill out this form and give us some feedback about Part 1. They open freaking links in my browser. Few credits. Okay, we gotta sit through the credits now. Oh, sweet credits. Oh. Woo, wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I get that it's to encourage a second playthrough, but I feel like Pokemon's already kind of that way. Like, I feel like every Pokemon game that I've completed, at least, I've played like a post-game element to it, whether it's like to start over to really freaking train up your Pokemon or whatever. I really want to see what the Steel Gardevoir looks like. I think that looks sick. I think that looks sick as hell. Like an Iron Woman? A Metal Lady? I'll be so for real though, I've always been a little bit more into Pokemon's, Digimon's designs over Pokemon. But Pokemon has the better games for sure. And Pokemon designs are really, really good. I just like my monsters to be more like, dynamic. More silly. A Sollock is? No, I don't know what a Sollock is. Is that like Nuzlocke? Because Nuzlocke is like, if your Pokemon die, they die permanently. They did have a setting for that. Oh yeah, nice long credits. Nice and long, but at least that Pokemon saxophone's really banging right now. The music was really good in this. Is Sollock sick, though? Is Sollock sick? Okay. This is a big team. I'm also surprised this game hasn't been taken down by Nintendo. I guess maybe since they're not selling it, it's fine. No copyright infringements intended. We did it! Unlock randomizer mode! Custom starters! New game plus! Alright, do we new game plus it? We'll new game plus it and then we'll play it again tomorrow on a randomizer mode. But let's at least let's at least freaking find out what our new starter Pokemon's gonna be. Oh, they're so cute. All right. New game plus. I'd like to see if I got a gift. Nope. New game plus, let's go! At least 2 players play their own copy and it functions like a Nuzlocke, but they always need to have the Pokemon from the same place and the same team, like it says Pier 1 wants Pokemon from Route 1. Wait, what? That's so confusing. My mind can't comprehend that. It's bouncing off of me. I'm shutting down. Randomized mode. Play randomized mode. Mega Mopsy? Evil Mopsy. There we go. That's better. We're 17. We're type pale as hell. Once you've seen it played. I am a visual learner, by the way. I'm a visual learner. What the fuck are boobs? Okay. Global area. On. Global. On. Annie. On. Oh. Is the red selected or is the white selected? It's red, right? Allow legendaries. On. Use everything. On. Confirm. Everything on, baby. I want to see, like, even the not custom sprites. I want to see everything, you know? Randomize everything. Randomize it all. Insane. Insane. Yes, I don't know what we're getting ourselves into. I don't know what we're getting ourselves into. Oh no. Is it gonna go crazy style? Oh my god. Oh, we're so close. They're really shuffling them. Oh, this is gonna be so good. Yes, I'll save on, and we'll do file B. Evil Mopsy saved the game. My adventure awaits. Okay. I'm freaking out. Let me out. That's my mom. We have a hot mom. Got a bunch of Machamps running around. We gotta go put our bandana on. Oh. Okay, red, wait, cancel. Oh, we get to keep all of our stuff. That's good. Confirm. Change clothes. We're back to our classic office wear. I have to change my hair. I look like a fool. I have to wear the bandana. Okay. She loves it. Wear my glasses, otherwise I can't see anything. Okay. It's our daddy's on TV. It's great. He's gonna say he's off doing field work. And then we gotta go talk to the neighbor. Oh, not Brandon, it's Chat. Of course it's Chat. Chat, default. Default. You're evil Mopsy. Okay. Damn, she talks a lot. Or was I just cycling through the same... Oh, I'm a mess right now. Hey, who are you? We're best friends now. Okay, let's see what our Pokemon's gonna be. This is perfect. You idiot, it's gonna frickin' fuse. It's gonna fuse! Alright. Oh, we're gonna see our Pokemon. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, these are good. Do we go with the giant bug? Or Woogrowth? Or Wind Ninja? That's a fire type, I think. Yeah, they're all fusions. This is a Woobat and a Tangrowth, which is kind of cool. That's the Frog Ninja guy with something going on. The Hard Flame Pokemon. Oh, what do we choose? I kind of like the Tangrowth though. The Woogrowth? It's like a tentacle monster with a little heart nose, chat. It's cute. A water type, grass type, fire type. Greninja? But what are you mixed with? Oh, I'm going with the frickin' the Woogrowth. Wimpod? That's like Inferna Scorpion. I'm going with this guy. I'm listening to my heart, chat. I'm picking the most fucked one. What the hell is it? That's crazy. Oh yeah, Constrict. Kill him. It's like a flying bat tentacle monster. This is peak. This is peak. It's gonna become Milgrowth. It's gonna become Milgrowth. Just you wait. There's gonna be a Miltank in the grass here. Okay. Give me some frickin' balls, man. Give me some ball. Give up. Is he up here? I don't have ball yet. I have no ball. Oh. Who are you? Oh no. Oh. Confusion. This is amazing. No ball. Kill my Pokemon. And when is your birthday? Kill my ball. We need balls stat. Ugh, they're all getting the DNA splicers. What are you? Oh, you're a monster. You're a little monster. If I use confusion on it? Oh yeah. A Weedle Sunkern? It's awful. It's like a little demon. Hey. Hey. Yeah, we're gonna fight. I wonder what he got. Oh. So it's like the scorpion monkey. Confusion? Confusion? That's powerful. Goliaspod and Infernape. Okay. Infernape is a starter Pokemon though, isn't it? One of the starters? We definitely need Vine Whip. Let's get rid of Constrict. Let's learn Gust 2. The Gen 4 starter. Give me the ball, man. What a jerk. What a jerk. I know you're gonna sneak up on it and then it's gonna run away. Alright. We're gonna wait till we can get the Pokeball, which I think is just here. And then we're gonna save and call it a night. That way tomorrow we'll be able to start like a brand new randomizer run. And knowing what I know now, we'll probably be able to make pretty good progress on it. But we're just gonna go crazy tomorrow and play the randomizer mode. Yeah, it's gonna be freaking crazy style. Everything on random? A Pokédex. There'll be a bunch of demons, exactly. You mentioned demos. Actually, demo day is coming up. So it won't be this Friday, but it will be next Friday. And I have some really good freaking demos this time. Lots of like fun sci-fi and horror stuff. Woo, which is my favorite kind of demos. But I have a bunch of them, so I might be going all day on the demos. It'll be fun. Okay, do I have ball yet? I can save. Save to file B. Alright, we saved the game! Yeah, before we go any further, I just want to kind of leave it at this very beginning point. Would you ever want to try Soul Lock? Maybe not. It sounds really complicated. I'd have to look into it. But it requires 2 players, right? But yeah. I'm gonna go eat dinner. And it's gonna be freaking good. If I was gonna do Soul Lock, I'd want to do it with another streamer. But I don't have any streamers that I'd want to collaborate with right now. So probably no Soul Lock. But if that was an invitation, I appreciate it. Well, I hope we can beat this game tomorrow. And then I don't know what we're going to play next week. I haven't really decided yet. I might dip back into Metal Gear Solid 5 and start working on that one. That could be good. I've also been having a lot of fun playing Marathon. But we'll see, I'll mix it up somehow. Maybe Marathon will be like something I play like just a little bit every week. And then Metal Gear or whatever the main game is being like the main game. But anyway, thanks for everyone who tuned in tonight. I had fun streaming, I had fun. I'm excited for tomorrow with the randomizer and everything. It'll be freaking sick. I don't think Marathon is still free anymore, but I do recommend it. I do recommend it a lot. I think it went from the beginning of the month to this 19th. But it's good. It's good. Anyway, everybody, thanks for being here. I appreciate you, big GGs. I'll see you tomorrow for the randomizer run. And then otherwise, it'll be next week with all the usual stuff. It'll be a Gunpla Tuesday. And then probably Metal Gear and horror games. My